Hello students, in today's class we'll see block diagram and the rules of it. Okay, so what is a block diagram basically? See, it is a way of representing a system. Okay, for example, if you say that output y is equal to some constant a into the input x. Okay, here y is the output and x is the input. Okay, now in a block diagram form, this can be represented as okay. So this constant is given in a block and it is the variable is mentioned, it is a. Okay, x is the input and it is given to the block a. Then what will be the output of the block? The output of the block will be whatever is coming to the block, that is whatever is coming as input to the block, x multiplied with whatever is there inside the block, that is a. So the output of this block is equal to ax. Okay, so this is how a block diagram is drawn. Right, what are the elements of a block diagram? See, when a block diagram is drawn, it will not be just a block and arrows alone. We will have summing points, takeoff points, etc. What is meant by a summing point? A summing point is one in which signals are summed up or added. See, maximum a summer can have 3 inputs. Maximum it can have 3 inputs. For example, x, y, z. Okay. This summing point considers the signs of the signals also. For example, say it is okay. The output of the summing point will be algebraic sum of the signals that are coming to the summing point. So what will be the output of this? X is positive, so x, and y is negative, so minus y, and z is also negative, so minus z. So the output of this summing point will be x minus y minus z. So any summing point can have a maximum of 3 inputs and 1 output. Okay. Next element is the takeoff point. Okay. What is a takeoff point? For example, the same one we'll draw. X is the input, y is the output, which is ax. Okay. Now, if we have another block, say for example, B. Okay. And this signal is given to B block. Okay, what happens? We are taking away the signal that is coming out of A block, which is nothing but AX, and we are giving it to B. So what happens? It is part of the part of the signal is taken, right? So it is AX. This AX is the input to the block B. And what will be the output of the block? It is x a into b. Okay, so this is called as takeoff point, and the path is called the takeoff path. Okay, now we'll start with the rules of block diagram. Okay, see, whenever you are representing a system in terms of blocks, okay, it will have many blocks, summing points, takeoff points, etc. And using that, you can find the transfer function as well. Just like what we did for a mechanical system, electrical system and all, given a circuit or a system, we wrote the differential equations, then found out the Laplace transform and finally found the transfer function, right? Similarly, when the system is given in terms of block diagram also, we can find out the transfer function. How to do that? We have to reduce those blocks step by step, and finally we will have a block with just an input and an output. Okay, the ratio of the Laplace transform of output to the Laplace transform of input will be the transfer function, which is nothing but whatever is there inside the final block. Okay, so we'll start with the rules. Okay, so first thing is we'll see two blocks connected in series. Okay, suppose X is the input and these are the two blocks, G1 and G2. See, these blocks are connected in series or cascade because there is no summing or takeoff point in between these two blocks. Okay, so when two blocks are next to each other, they can be considered as blocks in series, and it can be just reduced into a single block by just multiplying these two blocks, which is nothing but finally what you get, it is G1, G2. So the first rule is whenever two blocks are in series, they can be just multiplied to find a single block. When do you consider two blocks to be in series? When there is no summing point or takeoff point in between those two blocks and they are connected next to each other. The output of block G1 is directly given to block G2. Okay. Next we will see blocks in parallel. Okay, what do you mean by blocks in parallel? When two blocks are given the same input, then they are said to be in parallel. See, for example, this X input is given to two blocks. One is G1 and the other is G2. What will happen? Okay. So whenever you have an input which is given to two blocks, two different blocks, then the output of those two blocks has to be added algebraically. So you need a summing point. Okay. So when two blocks are given the same input, they are said to be in parallel. Okay, in that case, suppose consider both are positive, then what happens? See, we know that this G signal is, X signal is given to G1 as well as G2. What will be the output of G1? It is XG1. And what will be the output of G2? It is XG2. So what happens now? This Y is nothing but these two signals are summed up algebraically. So what is it? It is XG1 plus XG2, and what is that? X is common, so we get G1 plus G2. So from this we can know that whenever two blocks are connected in parallel, it can be simplified by just algebraically adding the blocks. Okay. For example, say if this is minus, then what happens? If this is minus, then what happens? This is XG1 XG1 minus XG2, right? So this will become minus. And what happens? It will be minus, right? So in general, we can say that whenever two blocks are in parallel, then they can be combined into a single block by algebraically adding them, right? This is for blocks in parallel. This is for blocks in series. Then, third, we'll see a feedback block. See, when do we say there is a feedback? Say, suppose this is the input X, okay? Then, we know that In a feedback, the output will be fed back. So that is why we have given a summer here. This is the output y. This output is fed back. Okay, it is given to a block H, and this is again fed to the summer. Suppose let us consider this is positive and this is negative. Okay, now how can we simplify this? Okay, what about this? We have to simplify this entire block. How can we simplify? See, now we know that this is y. Y signal is taken off and given to H, right? We'll put y here. What will be the output of this? It is y into H. Right? Now what happens? This summing point algebraically adds these two signals. What are the two signals? It is x minus yh, right? So x minus yh. This is given as input to G block, right? What will be the output of G block? Output of G block is nothing but this signal into G, right? So let us see what is that. We know that G into x minus yh is equal to y, right? So what happens? Gx minus ygh is equal to y. Then Gx is equal to y plus ygh, right? Now we know that y is common here, so take y out. 1 plus gh, right? Now what is y? Y is equal to g by 1 plus gh into x, right? So how can this block be simplified? This block can be simplified by just x is the input, y is the output. What is y? Y is equal to x into g by 1 plus gh. So whenever we have a feedback loop, okay, whenever we have a feedback path, this is the forward block, this is the feedback path. So when you are reducing it into a single block, it will become g by 1 plus gh. So this is for a negative feedback, okay. This feedback has a negative sign, so it is called as a negative feedback. If it is a positive feedback, here you will be getting a negative sign. So it is like this. G by 1 minus or plus gh. Minus or plus because mostly positive sign is given first and negative sign is given next, right? So when the feedback is positive, here it will be negative. When the feedback is negative, it will be positive here. Okay, but whereas here in parallel we have given as positive plus or minus. Plus or minus because if both are positive, then this is positive. If one is positive and the other is negative, you have a negative sign. Okay.